I just don't necessarily want to put this on, but I don't not either, so it's weird. It's an odd feeling, I guess you could say. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of take my time with this. I don't know how I didn't notice that day before. I think pretty sure it was. So I'm just going to take my time here. Enjoy. I'm just kidding. No. I'll try to move it at a good pace, but I don't know if I'm just more susceptible to inflammation and burns, but like that sensation on the roof of my mouth, not today, but other day on the bottom of my tongue or like bottom of my mouth. It's been weird, but it's slightly there now. But I'm just still feeling a bit low energy today. Do have something to go out and do, but well, actually, I thought it was a little earlier than this, but an hour and a half-ish away from that. So I got time to do this. I'm still a bit tired from the previous podcast this late morning, late morning. So anybody who views this after the fact, you might have to skip along to where this gets going. But one thing I do want to do is wait until somebody tunes in. So it's just, you can hope for the best in that case, and it's just more benefit. It feels like there's more benefit, more joy, especially if they interact. And energy-wise too. I know there's people that can see it afterwards, but there's lots on YouTube, so who knows? I just put some on, didn't I? Yeah, I think I did. Right. It's not that that's a big song. I don't know how musical I feel. Two songs I do want to do upcoming sometime soon is Don't Give Up by Josh Groban and Amanda Marshall's I Believe in You. Or I Believe it might be called. And maybe others, probably too, sometime soon. But here they go. Nothing specific comments, but yay. Woohoo! Very cool, very nice. So, more than I've been getting. So, it's so weird, but rare. The previous video, like within the first minute, I would say, or at least within the first 2 minutes, 3 were there at the same time. Didn't stick around, and it's slower this time. But it was always going to be first time timers, newcomers. It isn't my tinnitus. It just feels really weird to just be sitting here quietly, not saying anything. Yes, I could do a little something. And right now I'm associating it with positivity and abundance, and not like, will it bring the goodness and so much of that. I still think he's actually not very well. It's nice. What's with that by the hand? Ooh. I've never gotten one of these to drone that I can recall. Although I've maybe gotten close to. I'm just thinking, this way I'm not just sitting here doing nothing, waiting for a viewer for who knows how long. and you might get some benefit from this too. And thing is, okay, yeah, that you can find this stuff on YouTube, but there's something about making contact with holding the ball. Glenn would say even more so than me, but I notice it. There's something about the vibrations sometimes that you get. It's just this is a very receptive or responsive ball. Although at first responsible ball. At first, I was thinking, no, I still can't drone it though. And it takes practice. I don't know if any of these other ones I'd be better at. Hello, welcome. Ooh. Well, that's something. Kind of vibrates, but that one was like surprisingly easy to sound. No wonder I turned it 90 bucks. I don't have my other device up here. The person was here only briefly here. I do just quickly have to do something. It activated something. I still feel John Cancer connection to the lead. But I might have to close the video with that. That like I say, in 8 years, not actively trying, I will say, but still, in 8 years, like, with the access to them and going to them occasionally, that's the most sound I've gotten out of one, and that's cool because it's a little bit more soothing. You know, sometimes just dinging them and then letting them kind of resonate. Uh, you know, don't get too specific with that. Resonate is good enough, and other times it's kind of like just making sure that this is turned on. Yeah, it's one of the first things I do usually, but the droning thing can be good as well. I'm going to talk about something when people aren't here because I do have ADHD. I do, and I don't know. It was nice, but I guess I have certain things on my mind, and also I don't know. And it didn't really seem to keep us. I'm not the usual one that plays them in the videos when that occurs. Um, but there's something that I kind of want to express, get it out of my system, off my chest, and I'm definitely good. Well, even if I did do this till 4, which I don't think I will, which is about exactly an hour, I would have half an hour before we'd have to leave. And I don't necessarily even have to go all the way with, but go some of the way. Let's get keys, and then we'll do the bike later. But but routine. There's something that I would like to, or that I feel to bring up. So I will. And nobody's here, so part of this is at the moment anyway, or during live. Part of me feels this will be just for me. I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's not someone I'm super close to, but somebody that Glenn is super close to. This is a shared channel. Um, Although they've been in different provinces for a while, so they don't and phone calls occasionally, but she's not the greatest at keeping touch, and neither. And um, some tries have not reached her via voicemail. However, most recently, the very first try reached her. Um, I don't know if I should say who, but and it's true that it seems like this woman's daughter is not very active. Oh, okay. I think there was a car driving down the lane. I just see something moving on the wall. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, I know I did everything, but I don't usually see things quite that clearly and like visually that clearly in the room. You know that like that. You know, when I get these flash visuals, I mean, it's not that they aren't a strong visual, but they're not they're not like as strong as they are when you actually like see things in physical things. Um, I know I'm not a hunter. I just wear this because I get cold necks and shoulders fairly often. I mean, not every health problem is super serious, but and I don't even know if it's a health problem. I just uh, get that. But anyway, um, this woman has a lot of health problems, and the daughter in a video call with last night. She does not do. She's not really active on that social media site. Some people use Messenger more. She does. She does use it, but they hadn't talked since 2020 prior to that, and not for really any reason. But she's been in messages a bit today, and one of the things I said was suggesting about CBD type treatments to him for her mother. Um, I met someone who kind of works in that field, and technically, Glenn's been kind of utilizing it for epilepsy, and I'm trying to be helpful here. I didn't say a lot because I don't even know a lot, even after watching her channel for a bit, and I didn't. And then I noticed that she noticed, and I've actually since sent question mark. It's very weird in the texting though, which something else we hadn't ever done with her. She asked which one of the two of us it was. She was okay if it was both. And I'm not too sure why she thought to ask, unless I don't think she follows the YouTube channel, but maybe on the other social media. My messenger's wonky. Anyway, welcome. Let me welcome you in also with a bit of a sound. Keep us grounded. I don't know if you can hear that. You can certainly hear the ding. I don't know if you can hear the drone. Anywho, so basically, she's not saying anything. She's seeing the signs. I don't know if she's just thinking about it. From what I know, she actually is. Although Glenn was saying the other day, like she has teenagers now, so she might not be a stay-at-home mom anymore. But this is where the part of the title that says communication is important and is key, comes in as we get a second. Because even if it's just brief in the moment, like really busy, get back to you soon, something like that, as opposed to just it being seen and then, and in this circumstance though, with knowing that her mother's health isn't great, she does have a son that lives with her, and she says he's always stays in his room, and he has a job, but he doesn't give him much money. Blah 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 blah, and it sounds more like he's just being careful with the money because maybe she isn't, but not like she can go very far from home with her health, and or maybe he doesn't feel like she needs very much right now. She's not doing well. And then She has Alzheimer's. So maybe she's not real. Like, it sounds like he actually is doing a lot for her, you know? And so basically, who do we got watching? Somebody's been here for about 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm simply curious. I'm wondering if it's somebody I'm familiar with already. I'm wondering if it's somebody that you could become familiar with, you know? So drop a comment. Would love to hear from you. I'm just gonna, I know I'm being OCD. I know that I selected it, but I'm checking. So yeah, basically, I'll do the bowl again shortly. One thing I do want to say, yeah, so it's making me worry, you know, and this, you know, sends healing vibes hopefully out. I mean, I know it's another province far away, but I'm worried about her. You know, we have put something nice in place. We were not able to really take a trip just yet, anyway, and so we have decided that we are going to start video calls and include her. She might not want to be seen in her condition. We might not want to see. I mean, the daughter said a little bit, but at least be able to hear each other. Glenn was looking through a songbook last night. Actually, somewhat ironic. I thought initially ironic, but less ironic the more I think about it. I just called to say I love you. That sounds cool. I just called to show how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I've never done a song like that. And it brought in a second viewer right at the end. Welcome. So, and I'm feeling mixed feelings. Like, if I watch this back with him, I kind of don't want. I think that was something with the weather app that came in the corner. It's just it did something. I thought it was connected to the video. I kind of. We can all realize that life can have a lot of uncertainty and be unexpected sometimes, the things that happen. And also, sometimes with a loved one, we think we have more time. And sometimes things happen that way. And you know, I'm just noticing the interesting marks on this mallet. But and you could say you know you are blessed with that. Other times, not so much. And this is a personal experience that we've been through where I think that if something soon was to happen to her, whether we do a video call with her or don't get to, where I think, you know, we have to tell ourselves that we were doing the best that we could. We spent a lot of effort trying to figure out, as two people left at the same time, weird, but whatever, if we could get there. Um, you know, if we could manage the trip there and if it was a good idea to do it and all this and that. And clearly we care. And even though, and she probably does know that, you know, even if she doesn't know the specifics to all of this. Um, and that's something that can sometimes strengthen in the afterlife, I would say. So it's unfortunate those two people left because I don't know if I have the energy to get into the topics of this shirt right now, or to get into this shirt. I do want to, but I don't know about having it here because I've been doing here lately. Um, I guess it wouldn't take that much out of me to say the two things that are especially jumping out on this, in this, and this is good because it's a bit shorter. It will be, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, not that the long ones are bad or not worthwhile. But I heard somebody say in a podcast today, wasn't me, but now it will be. And again, nobody's here right now, but part of me is feeling like just expressing these two thoughts. Maybe people will see it afterwards and react, who knows? And I can do it again too, you know. And then I also want to talk about that autism post that's open, even I believe. But everyone deserves to be asked how your day is or was. and the things that could help make it better, if not great. Somebody just tuned in. I'll repeat this. Everyone deserves to be asked how your day is or was. Here it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, I don't know if I have the energy in me, but I could, if you'd like me to do a song that's called "Don't Give Up." There's something sitting on top of the music for it, which has a bit of a story. If you'd like to hear it now, and the person's already gone, but I do feel like it's worth saying because I saw a mental health video a while ago. Um, I almost want to cover some of the song, but it's slightly triggering, like a memory I associate with it. But it's also kind of special. It's been ages since I've done it. She takes it on and off of YouTube, it seems like, and then puts it back on. And I don't look often, but you can know it's someone else hard, but easy for you, for them might be very hard. Even though to you it seems I barely crossed the start, I know I've come so far. Difference between laziness, burnout, and stuck. I've been the latter. I mean, we're all lazy sometimes, but you know. Um, and just this whole part about don't give up. Today, I've told myself that could easily be paired with, in other words, just keep struggling then. Um, it's all fine. It's not. I get that. Some good will always be and always come. I have had times where all I would have, most likely, is ideation, but I've had such. But then I continue on, and there's the small things that are never guaranteed, but are more so guaranteed. You know, in your day to day, the things that you enjoy, whether you want to say take it for granted or you don't take it for granted. But those things um, are usually pretty constant. You know, whether it's a good meal, whether it's a loved one that you lived with and time with them a little through the day, whether it's there's always good. There's always good, and when there's difficulties and sometimes numerous ones, it's harder to see that. And I'm certainly not discrediting the bad. That can be a part three topic, though. Like, you know, I want to help more people. I want to be more helped. You know, it's a mutual thing sometimes. You know, um, but yeah, it's yeah. But the hardest part with that previous thing that I stated is that, like, even though I don't know Kathleen, she does have a lot of family in her province, in her area. And until her health problems came on, which, you know, some have been able to still be there for her, some aren't that old, I suppose, still teens or whatever. Um, not that they couldn't, but I think they're fairly close. And sometimes you cannot necessarily be close with somebody, but not have any problems with them. And I feel that's like Glenn and the sister. And so it would be sad. And I mean, I understand if they're going through stuff, but they're abbreviations for a reason, even. And some things like this particular example where we know that things aren't necessarily great, it would be even more appreciated, although it somewhat always is, if she would say something like busy TTYL. I mean, sure, not saying anything can give that impression. I mean, they must realize that we know they've seen the message because of the indicator. Not saying anything can give that impression. I did ask something about it. I hope her day's going well. No, and she didn't say, "Mom's at the hospital. Mom's at the HOSP. No, it's terrible here." Anything briefly like that. So some people might say, well, if she didn't say it, then it's not the case. But then, sometimes you can tell yourself, well, if something's not said, that might mean it is the case, too. This is where communication, and I don't know if I would say autism comes into play, maybe for some, but on one or both ends of a conversation. But no, I just think that it's a good thing to have. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I guess I'll do this once more, but I'm gonna wrap this up. Will not, yeah, and then rest for a bit before heading out briefly. I think I'm gonna rest more. That's a perfect frequency. It's almost too high, but it's perfect. Back in the day when I used to go to church, we'd see this on the screen sometimes, these things. Never would have guessed that they'd be so much in my life. Something, what else? Oh, that's the reason maybe she was unable to. Right now I'm noticing, and I don't know why, that it's the same size as always. I don't know how I was holding it different, but that my fingers are too in the way. Unfortunately, I'm not around the texting phone, but she knows that could be me there too. He works, but she doesn't think every day. I really loved your calm, patient, listening vibe last night. That was the first time I'd ever met her on camera. And if I hope to meet her, I can certainly hear. It doesn't resonate super long, but it's quite nice. Curious about this one because it's so old looking. It's more the mallet I feel like I'm hearing on that one for some reason. I don't know why it's the case. Oh! I think I maybe just found a set of keys which could be handy to know about. And a coaster, which actually I was looking for one this morning. No often, but I was this morning. Yeah, I wish I would know the pictures. I see that, but they don't see the mine. It's not at all. This one's kind of tricky. I don't know if it's good enough. It almost has a bit of a rim. I'm getting a bit of something from that. This is the one I first discovered I really like. Simply by hitting it That ain't resonate. Some of these seem to be quite good with the droning capabilities. This one's a weird shape. It doesn't sound like it's got enough resonance to do much. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, keep it nice and short-ish. And yeah.